Some people still think celebrity cloning is just a wild internet joke, but the more you look into it, the harder it is to ignore how many things just don't add up. Because every single time one of these rumors pops up, someone inside the industry slips, reacts weird, or suddenly gets real quiet. And if these claims were truly just nonsense, why do so many insiders act like this topic is off limits? Why do the same rumors keep resurfacing about different celebrities, different labels, and different time periods? Because somewhere along the line, fans stopped laughing and started paying attention. And honestly, the timing, the behavior, and the silence from certain people makes everything feel way too convenient to be a coincidence. So let's get into it, because things are about to get very strange, very messy, and very hard to ignore.
For decades, people whispered about secret programs connected to the entertainment industry. Some say it started with MKUltra. Others blame Hollywood, the government, record labels, or private companies experimenting with power, money, and control. Maybe it started as a joke. Maybe it started as truth. Nobody really knows. But what's wild is how the rumors never disappeared. They just evolved. Instead of talking about mind control experiments, people started pointing out celebrities who disappeared for months and returned acting, sounding, or even looking like a different person. They didn't age, they transformed. And before anyone could even blink, conspiracy channels started making videos claiming these celebrities were replaced, cloned, or given handlers to control their image. But the theory went from ridiculous internet talk to something people can't stop discussing, when one rapper spiraled so hard that the industry stopped pretending everything was normal. Gucci Mane.
If you were around during Gucci's wild Twitter meltdown, then you already know that era was chaotic. He was going off on everyone, calling people out, exposing things nobody asked for, and beefing with half the rap game in real time. He was naming names, making claims, and burning every bridge like he didn't care if the industry collapsed around him. And then things escalated. Fast. From getting into messy club incidents to getting locked up for acting erratic in traffic, everything looked like Gucci was spiraling out of control. Like someone finally realized, okay, somebody needs to shut this man down because he's saying way too much. Eventually, Gucci was arrested again. But this time, it didn't feel like just another rapper going to jail. Something about this arrest hit different. And the weird part, people didn't start questioning him before prison. The suspicions began after he came out.
When Gucci walked out of prison, folks didn't know whether to congratulate him or call the FBI. He didn't just lose weight. Every single thing about him felt manufactured. His voice sounded cleaner, his flow changed, his interviews felt rehearsed and polished. Even his energy was different. Calm, controlled, almost like someone pressed a reset button and uploaded a brand new personality. People online started comparing before and after photos, and no matter how much fans tried to write it off as growth or rehab, the transformation felt too perfect, too sudden, too intentional. Especially when rumors popped up from people who claimed to have served time with him, saying the Gucci who walked out wasn't the same Gucci who walked in. And that's when the clone theory exploded.
Here's where everything started getting messy. Because it's one thing when random fans online make conspiracy videos, it's a whole different problem when someone who actually knew him in real life says something isn't right. Gucci's ex-girlfriend, Mac Brazy, went public claiming the Gucci outside prison wasn't the real Gucci. She didn't stutter, she didn't hint, she said it straight. She said the person everyone was calling Gucci didn't look right, didn't move the same, and didn't even carry the same energy. And she wasn't just talking, she was upset. This wasn't a goofy conspiracy video. This was someone who sounded like she knew something people weren't supposed to say out loud. She even claimed his wife wasn't just a partner. She called her a handler, someone assigned to keep him controlled, managed, and on script. And that's when things went from weird to insane.
Then out of nowhere, rapper Hopsin gets on the internet and basically confesses that he was allegedly recruited to replace Gucci. He described being approached by secret groups, being threatened, and being told he had to participate or something would happen to his family. Now listen, whether he was serious, joking, trolling, or telling the truth, the timing was suspicious because nobody asked him, nobody brought him up, and nobody expected that storyline to even be part of the conversation. But the moment he said something, the theory blew up again, because if this was just a joke, why did it sound way too detailed? Why did he talk about contracts, threats, handlers, and specific demands? It didn't feel like a random joke. It felt like someone testing the reaction.
Just when the internet was starting to calm down, Nicki Minaj jumped into the conversation, and she did not come quietly. Nicki called out Gucci's wife, Keisha, accusing her of being a paid handler, not just a spouse. She claimed Keisha was placed there to keep Gucci controlled, compliant, and silent. She even dragged Charlemagne into the mess and hinted that there were industry-level agendas happening in the background, agendas the public isn't supposed to question. And the craziest part? Nicki never took it back. She never apologized. She never downplayed it. She said what she said and left it hanging. And the industry reaction? Silent. Not defensive, not outraged, just quiet. And sometimes, silence is louder than a response.
The longer the rumor stayed alive, the weirder the interviews became. Gucci's behavior sometimes seemed too controlled, almost like someone trained him on what to say and what not to talk about. There were moments in interviews where he would pause, almost waiting for approval before answering. There were moments where Keisha would speak for him, like she was filtering or correcting him. And then there were the family rumors, claims that Gucci avoids certain childhood friends, certain family members, and certain spaces. Because if someone really was a replacement, the easiest way to expose them would be putting them around people who know their energy, not just their face.
Maybe Gucci changed because of rehab. Maybe he grew up. Maybe he healed. Maybe this entire thing is just the internet, doing what the internet does, turning coincidences into conspiracies. But if it really was all innocent, why did so many pieces line up too perfectly? Why did someone who used to be chaotic suddenly become perfectly controlled? Why did people who knew him best distance themselves? Why did insiders keep getting defensive, quiet, or messy whenever the topic came up? Nothing about this story ends with a clean answer. And maybe that's the point.
At the end of the day, nobody outside the industry really knows what happened to Gucci Mane behind those prison walls. Maybe he's just a changed man. Or maybe the person everyone sees today isn't Gucci at all. But one thing is clear. Every time someone close to the situation tries to speak, things get uncomfortable real fast. So now the question is yours. Do you think Gucci Mane came out of prison a brand new person because he changed? Or because someone
Don't forget
replaced
to
him?
like the video and subscribe to the
Tell me your take in the
channel.
comments,
And see you
because this
soon.
topic is not slowing down anytime soon.